All right, a pleasant good evening to one and all in the class of Steele this evening, our first class for the year 2022. And today is the 10th of January 2022. And you are very welcome to this first class for the class of Steele as we start back the new year. I want to acknowledge the person present in our very first class for the year. It is lovely to see Her Excellency Doreen Barunji, our COO. Your Excellency Doreen, welcome and lovely to see you for the new year. Happy New Year to you. We also have His Excellency Dr. Donald Ewers, our Chief of Protocol. Your Excellency Dr. Ewers, again, welcome and Happy New Year. We have Her Excellency Dr. Comfort Adu out of Ghana. And Dr. Comfort, welcome. Happy New Year to you. Zionist Ameka, Your Excellency Zionist Ameka Curry here in the UK, you're welcome. We also have Chuka Emeka, His Excellency Chukwe Emeka, and he's in Nigeria. Welcome to this evening's class. And also His Excellency Daniel Sapuru out of the Nigeria. Daniel Sapuru, Reverend Daniel, you're welcome to this evening's class. And Her Excellency Jeannie Steele is with us, and others that are not seen based on being online and not seen. But you're very welcome to this evening's class. Starting off the year, we look at a number of thoughts and things that we can do in the new year. And one of the classes that we want to start this new year with is with intent. The subject for this evening is intent. And I want you to take notes, and I want you to follow along with us, because this evening's class is going to be one that is going to set the tone for 2022, not just for the class of Steele, but it's going to set the tone, I hope, for you as an individual to have points on the way forward for the coming year and years, should I say. So join with me as we look at this evening's class entitled Intent. Let's share my screen with you. This evening's class of Steele presentation was presented, or should I use the term, it was prepared by Her Excellency Jeannie Steele and with my support. And I think that we're in for a good class. Let's start the class rolling this evening. My intention, and I want this to be your intention. So as you observe the notes and the slides this evening, please let it be your intention and how you structure and plan your intentions. Intention, intent, and intentional. Intent is intentional or purpose. When you have an intent, it is something that you do. It is what you want to accomplish. It's an intent. An intention is a thing intended, an aim or a plan. An aim or a plan, something that you aim at or you plan or you put in place, or a target, something that you want to hit. Intentional is something that is done on purpose, or it is done deliberately. I want you to focus on yourself, your projects, and what are your intentions for 2022 and beyond. What is your intention for the rest of the evening? What is your intention for the week? A lot of times we do things on default, and you end up where you didn't plan to be because you don't have intention in your movements. Your movements are based on whatever happens or whatever comes up. And one of the reasons why a lot of times individuals don't complete tasks is because they don't have intentions. They just get up and the day goes and somebody calls or somebody invites them somewhere and they just go, wherever, whoever, whenever, without any purpose, without any intention. And very soon the day goes, then the week goes, then the month goes. And you look back at yourself and you ask yourself the question, what have I accomplished? The question was, what did you intend to accomplish? What did you intend to accomplish that you didn't accomplish? And why didn't you accomplish those intentions? Here are some things that cannot exist alongside of intent. Some very important points. One, fear. Fear cannot come alongside of intent. If you want to do something, you have to be in an environment where there is no fear, because fear actually kills your intention. For example, and I'm going to use a simple one. Let's say you wanted to pass through a particular area and there's a big set of dogs that are in this area that you are afraid of. If you're afraid of those dogs, I can almost assure you, you will not succeed in your intention, which is to go to the house that is next to the house with those dogs. Why is it? Because the fear you have of those dogs will cripple you, will say, not me. I am not going there because of fear. Self-doubt. I don't think I'm going to make it. You doubt yourself. If you doubt yourself with what you are starting to do or you are pursuing, if you doubt yourself, you're not going to accomplish it. Overthinking. Sometimes people think too hard, too long. They try to figure out, as a matter of fact, there are times individuals try to figure out something that doesn't even exist. How many of you have ever experienced that? You sat there and you belabor your thoughts on what could it possibly be? There is something that was in my mind, but I just can't remember what it is. You're just thinking, and overthinking will cause you to miss going forward with your intentions. Bad habits. Bad habits hinder you. You can't have a bad habit that is going to be a negative if you're trying to accomplish a particular intention. A bad habit will hinder you. Resistance to change. A lot of individuals don't want to change. If you need to get to the neighbor's house and passing where the dogs are is going to bring fear, then what's the solution? The solution will be to go the other way. It might be the long way, but if your intention is to get to that house no matter what, and you have a fear that is in your way, you have to overcome the fear and pass, or you have to avoid your fear and go the other way. Are you with me? But you need to be in a position where you appreciate the need for change. Don't go this route, go another route. So if you are resistant to change, that's one of the things that cannot exist alongside of intent. Stagnation. Stagnation stops you. When you're stagnant, you're not moving. And a lot of times we start visions and projects and then they become dormant. They stop. They don't make any further progress. You don't add to it. You don't take away from it. You become stagnant. And stagnation cannot exist alongside of intent. Intent means being focused, confident, expectant, going the miles and then some, determined, insistent, fixed, have resolve, single-minded, one mind, one focus. You're not distracted. You're one mind, one focus. Committed. Are you committed to what you want to accomplish in 2022? Inflexible. It means that you're not going to waver. You're not going to veer to the left or veer to the right. You're not going to be flexible to some degree. You're inflexible. It also means that you can be teachable, because in your intent, you need to be in a position where you're learning. You're appreciating change. You're appreciating some of the different dynamics of fulfilling your intentions. Practice positive self-talk, a positive self-talk. A lot of individuals want to accomplish something, but they're not positive towards what they want to accomplish. They entertain a lot of negative persons or negative conversations or negative vibes. I looked at this drawing. I want you to go through this with me. This is really interesting. Let's look from the bottom, right down here at the bottom. And you see somebody hanging upside down, and they say, help, somebody help me. This lady's hanging upside down. And then you see the gentleman right here. Here you see a gentleman pushing a box. His intention, number one, is to get up to the next level, to head towards number two, which is going up the stairs. Now, life is like this. And I really want you to focus on this and remember this drawing or this concept. I want you to remember it. Anything you're going to try to do is going to have hurdles. I'm not putting stumbling stones or problems in your way. Anything you do is going to have natural hurdles. There will be. It is unfortunate that life doesn't give us an environment where there are no hindrances or no frustrations or vexations. But unfortunately, you're going to find hurdles along the way. And you're going to have to learn, how do I navigate over these pricks and bars? And then when you're going up the ladder, you're going going to find that there are things that are going to want to stop you from reaching your intention. Listen to me. I really want you to appreciate this. Every intention you have, the world is going to throw a challenge at you to prove you. Listen to me, please. This has nothing to do with trying to make your path hard or horrible. No, it isn't. The best of intention will be faced with opposition. Write that down. The best of intention will be faced with opposition. You want to be a giver? Earning is going to prove to be a challenge, because in order to give, you must earn. You want to be a teacher? Learning is going to prove to be a challenge. If you want to teach someone, you must be learned. You can't teach if you are not learned. You want to mentor someone? It is going to cost you time, energy, resources. There will be something that is going to get in the way that you will always try to figure out, why am I constantly fighting battles? Constantly. It will never stop. I see Doreen is looking at me. I can see you, Doreen. And I want to, you're my COO. You will never stop fighting battles. In the class of Steele, we have come to a place in 2022 where we have closed our doors. You see, there's only a small number of us. Oh, wait a minute. Go back. We don't want to go yet. You see, there's a small number of us. There are 10 of us. Because I've decided I rather teach 10 individuals that are going to be successful than 100 individuals that are going to cause me vexation, frustration, and overwhelm me beyond mental measure. The 10 of you are here, the 10 of us are here because we have an intention to accomplish something. And the hurdles, even though we are a 10 that are on the same page together, we are going to have hurdles. Have you ever bit your tongue yet? Come on. Raise your hand if you've ever bit your tongue. I guess only Minister yours have bit his tongue. Doreen have bit her. Zionist, have you ever bit your tongue as yet? Okay, so all of us have. Let me ask you a question. Why would you do a dumb thing like that? Why would you bite your own tongue? Come on, that's not sensible. It hurts. But I've done it as well. Why? Because teeth are in our mouth, tongue is in our mouth, and tongue might, in some time or the other, is going to get bitten. Why? Because teeth are very dangerous. And teeth can hurt when they come down on food and bones. So could you imagine a soft member like a tongue getting in the way of the teeth? Come on, it's gonna hurt. And it was not intentional. Who intends to bite their tongue? Who, tell me the truth? Who in their right mind intends to bite their tongue? Nobody. So we look in and see the gentleman is there saying, this is a crazy place to be. Right after number 3, this is just a crazy place to be. How do you navigate around this? Number 4, the lady, she has her briefcase and she's running up to go, jumping over the bricks and stones and up the ladder. As she goes over the ladder, up comes a monster in her way. Something that is going to scare you, your fears. Sometimes as you go up the ladder of success or progress, you are going to be met with your greatest fears. They will meet you. The people you don't expect that will disappoint you. You never expect these people or those persons to disappoint you. They might disappoint you. The person you thought was going to be right there with you might not be. Your intention was to get past and get to the next level. But you're going to have to face your fears. You will. All of you are going to have to face some fears in 2022. All of us. And some of those fears are going to be painful. I just got news today, and I said to His Excellency Dr. Ewers, I just got news today. My sister, well, my 2 sisters rather, my sister's children, my nephew and my niece, they have COVID. Today, they got diagnosed with COVID. They all live in the same houses, in the same 2 houses in the same compound. And I said, okay, I gave them some suggestions and what we could do. And we're just going to go through this process and look forward to their speedy recovery. Your fears, you'll face them. Those things that you don't want to conceive or think, they sometimes pop up without your permission. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't be surprised. Deal with them. Keep your intentions clear and deal with those things when they show up. Why do we need to have intent? Why? What are some of the important reasons why you must have intent? Intent has a lot to do with outcome. The outcome that you want is going to be based on your intent. I'll give you a little funny scenario. 3 frogs were sat on a log in the middle of a stream. 3 frogs sat on a log in the middle of a stream. 2 of them decided to jump, and 1 of them intended to get to the other side no matter what happened. Minister Ewers, how many frogs were left on the log? Well, mute yourself, Your Excellency, Dr. Ewers.
So you catch me out on that one. I have to pass on it.
Why are you passing? Are you passing because you didn't hear me or because you didn't understand the question?
You probably would have to repeat it again because I didn't quite get it, to be honest.
That's all right. So there are 3 frogs on a log.
Yes.
2 of them decided to go across to the shore, and 1 intended, no matter what, to be on the shore. How many were left on the log?
1.
Which one?
Two decide to go across.
2 decided that they're going to go across.
Decide, yes, listen to the language. Decide.
Uh-huh.
And 1 was determined.
And 1 was intended, and 1 intended to go across.
1 intended.
So how many were left?
I would still say 1 because the 1 intended doesn't mean he went across.
I like that. I like that, Your Excellency. You're thinking. See why I chose you? Because I know you're thinking. Just like me. So the thing is in that scenario, it could have been 3. See, deciding you're going to go doesn't mean you've left. Intending to go doesn't mean that you have started to move. And one of the things is that a lot of us decide we're going to do things, but never start. A lot of us intend to do things, but nothing never happened. Why? Because we intended at the time, but we never put any action in place. Intent has a lot to do with the outcome, mind you, has a lot to do. But intending to do something doesn't mean you are going to get it done. As you looked at the last slide, you saw we talking about this person intended to do all these things, but you saw the hurdles that came. The frog intended to go across, but while he was intending to go across, he saw an alligator and he decided not to move. The other 2 intended to go, but when they saw the other one didn't move, they decided they're not moving either. The achievement of our goals require us to be intentional. It is a requirement to be intentional. Don't just have an intent, but be intentional. When we're setting powerful intentions, we're creating within ourselves a new and specific state or frame of mind that serves our purpose in life. When we are setting powerful intentions, you create within yourself. An intention starts within you. It is inside of you. It's a mindset. It's like a confirmation, a persuasion, a confidence, a boldness, an assurance. It's inside of you. I intend to finish paint this house no matter what happens. You look around and you see, I have that paint sitting in the corner and I'm going to paint this room. You intend, you purpose. The steps we will take towards achieving our goals will come into focus once we have intent. They'll come into focus. They'll come into focus. And the hurdles that you see will be as in the way, but they don't stop you because you see past the hurdles. What you're focusing on is bigger than the hurdles. This little scenario. Yes. What was he doing? Shooting the arrows. In shooting the arrows, he have an intention. What is his intention? To hit the bullseye. The first one missed, he tried again. Second one missed, he tried again. And then the realization of his intention is manifested. Each time you aim at something and you strike at it, you might get closer. What are you aiming at? What are you aiming at? And are you reaching it? Are you getting focused and successful? Because it is going to be dependent on your aim and your persistence. Having intent. When a draftsman becomes an architect, when a politician becomes the president, when a former employee becomes a successful entrepreneur, when a once poor becomes a wealthy woman, when a once poor woman that would have been there becomes a wealthy woman or man. The key thing that we see here is having intention produces results. Having intent or intentions produces results. If you have an intent and you stay on track, you stay focused, you will gain and you will experience results. That's how a draftsman can become an architect, because he focused, he stayed on the track, and he get what he was looking for. A politician becomes the president. Why? Because he was not aiming to be a politician, he was aiming to be president. A lot of persons go into politics and they're comfortable at one place, but some persons go into politics because they want to be president, or they want to be the head or the top seed or the top brass. They want to be at the top of their game. When a former employee become a successful entrepreneur, I don't just want to go and work and be an employee. I want to own the company or the corporation. I want to be successful. So you become successful because it was your intention. I'll say something very interesting to you. The person that left you because it was their intention. They might have been with you, they might have been talking to you, they might have been laughing with you, smiling with you, but their intention was not to stay with you. It was not their intention. If somebody said that they want to do something or they would like to do something for you, and they just say it is nice, but deep when they have not done it, it is because they never really intended to. Now that sounds very interesting to think about, but most people who are intent on doing something accomplish it. What haven't you accomplished? Are you going to say, but Dr. Steele, you don't know how hard I tried. You don't know how serious I was. You were not serious enough. You were not committed enough. That's why you didn't complete it. But you don't know the hurdles and the difficulties and the troubles that I've been through. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. What were your intentions? You see, I intended to have a son and a wife. My failed marriages or relationships did not stop me. I had an intention. I wanted to wake up next to a loving wife, and I wanted to have an amazing family. And guess what? I have it. Why? Is it because it was an easy road? Is it because it is something that is easy to attain? No, it is not easy to attain. How many persons wanted to have a family and they don't have the family they wanted to have because the journey and the perils and the fears and the disappointments and the pitfalls, everything is wrapped up in that process. And most people, they don't have what they want and they blame it on everything else. The only thing you can blame it on is your intention. Because whatever it takes, you hear people saying, oh, I'm not gonna stay because of my this or my that. Well, that was your intention. I'm not gonna do this because of this or that. That's your intention. An interesting thing me and the First Lady were talking about is in marriage, till death do us part, in sickness and in health, for better or worse. And we laugh. A lot of people don't want to say for better or for worse. Hell no, I ain't saying that. For better or worse? You kidding me? Hell no. Who wants worse? It's a part of the process, part of the package. If you get a business, you're going to have employees and you're going to have customers and you're going to have dissatisfied customers. You're going to have unhappy customers. You're going to have dissatisfied or disgruntled shareholders, partners, associates. It's a part of the package. But what is your intention? Is your intention to run a company with only happy shareholders? And if you get a sad shareholder, you're going to shut the company down? What is your intention? Or is it going to be, you are going to change the dynamics of those that are around you and move on? Are you going to be a successful parent? Are you going to say, you know what? Because this happened, I am just, my child is going to become wayward or no use? Or are you going to say, no matter what's going to happen or what happened, I'm going to make sure that my child is successful? You're not responsible for somebody else's decision if they leave. Your intention was to be there forever. I'm talking to someone and I want you to hear it. You got to make sure that your intentions are sure. Oh, the system is horrible. And as a result of a horrible system, I can only expect this is going to happen to my child. No, definitely not. You have to have an intent. What is your intention for your child? What is it? And put it in place. Focus on it. Work at it. We wanted to raise Josh successfully. And while we were in Barbados, we realized that raising him in Barbados was going to be really challenging during the times and the crisis that was coming. And we decided to leave Barbados and come to the UK. Why? Because we wanted to make sure we position ourselves to get the success we would like to see. He was in the school system and we saw the challenges in the school system and we saw the difficulties. There's an option, homeschool. Josh is homeschooled, home educated. Don't say there's nothing you can do. Don't say your hands are tied behind your back. Look for a solution. Look for a way to accomplish your intent. Politician to president. Let's pick this one out of all of them. I'm just going to pick this one. A politician to president. Let's pick this one. First is inspiration. Number one is inspiration. If you are going to become something, you must be inspired. If you're going to have an intent, you must be inspired. There must be some type of inspiration in the foundation of your intent setting, or your intentions, or your goal setting. There must be some form of inspiration. That's a good idea. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be president. Good. You're inspired. You see some president you like, or you see you are inspired by some influence. Something is influencing you. What do you do next? Early qualifications and mentorship. So you start reading, you start studying. What do politicians do? What does a president do? What is his role? What is his task? Is it something that I would be excited about? And you look at it. You look at the qualifications you're going to need to be successful in that area. You're intending to be president. But while you're on that path, there's some things you need to do. It doesn't just happen by proxy. Nothing in, nothing out. If you don't plant seeds, you're not going to reap a crop or harvest. Come on. Don't look at a beautiful field out there and decide, hey, somebody just donated 10 acres to me. And then you go inside the house and look through the window and you believe that you're going to have an amazing farm. It doesn't work like that. And you lay down and you say, I've got 10 acres. I'm going to have an amazing farm. And you lay down and do nothing. You have to have a path charted. Number 3, tertiary level education or qualifications and mentorship. Listen to me. Listen to me. Even in my position as a mentor, I have mentors. Why? Because I'm not doing anything that's new. I'm not doing anything that's strange or foreign. I'm not like a genius in what I'm coming up with. There are persons doing what I'm doing and have been doing what I'm doing for years successfully. Are you with me? So what do I need to do if I want to be successful? I need to study as well. And I need to have mentors. Persons that are in school, they need mentors who are going to tell them, this is what you focus on. And they're called career advisors. I know you like physics, but if you want to be a scientist, you're not going to really need physics. You're going to need chemistry. Oh, but physics is my favorite subject. Then you can be an astronaut, or you could be something that physics is going to be critical to your success. But being a scientist, you're going to need to do some chemistry. Oh, but I don't like chemistry. Then being a scientist is not what is for you. Number 4, you join professional organization and mentorship is there again. Early qualifications, you have a mentor. Tertiary level qualifications, you have another mentor or a career advisor. Then you join your professional organization. After you qualify for your education, you join a professional organization and mentorship. So you join you join an organization that mentors debaters and public speakers, because that's what politicians do. That's what a president is going to have to do. You enter politics, number 5, and mentorship. You enter politics and mentorship. Now you're at a different level. You've already got the foundation. You've already got the understanding. You've already joined the professional organization, and everything is steering you and pushing you in that direction. Everything that you focus on is pushing you in that direction. And number 6, then you join a political party and again mentorship. When you join a political party, don't think that what you learned in university or when you became a part of a professional organization, it equips you totally and you are satisfied that all of a sudden you join a political party and you're the boss. It doesn't work like that. Now you join a political party, you have somebody who's going to now advise you. So this is how you behave here. This is how you work your way up the ladder. This is what they're looking for in a good politician. This is what they're looking for in somebody who has potential to run a country. How could you run the country and you don't know anything about economics? You must know something about economics. How could you run a country you don't know anything about political science? You must know political science. Are you with me? Every step of your journey in what you're doing, you need to qualify. Your Excellency Doreen Barunji, you are a travel agent. You own a travel agency, franchise. How many professional organizations are you a part of that are in travel agencies? How many membership clubs that you belong to that are a part of the travel agency or the travel industry? How many professional bodies? These are important things to enhance what you're doing, because all of these organizations and individuals are going to see the troubles that you are seeing, face the challenges that you are facing, experience the hardships that you will experience, all of them. You are not doing anything foreign. You're not doing anything strange. All of these individuals in your field experience what you've experienced. Persons who refuse to pay bills that they owe, that's nothing new. How many companies fail because of those 30 days credit free or whatever they give to organizations, and then they fail? But how many companies fail because they don't have that in place? So people don't engage them because they don't have a 30-day money-back guarantee, or they don't have a place where persons can get the services and pay later. Are you with me? So there are things that you as an individual in your field are going to have to look at. How do the others that are in my field do it? Why are they successful? What are they doing that is causing them to reach their goals? Number 7, earn the honor of being selected by the party to represent it in the general election and continue in mentorship. So when you are a part of a political party and they see, whoa, this person follows instructions, this person is moldable, we could mold him or we could mold her. We could make something out of this one. Yes. Because every great political party is looking for the next leader. Come on, somebody. Every great organization is looking for the next person that is going to be able to take it over successfully. Every organization with 100-year vision or beyond the Sky Tours and Travel, I'm sure, is looking for a successor. Somebody that you're going to say, yes, this person is the person that I can close my eyes and tell them, I'm going on a sabbatical. I'm going on a retreat for a little while, and I want you to take over. So earn the honor of being selected. Don't just show up in an organization and throw your weight and your qualifications around as if you've reached somewhere. How could you reach somewhere in a new place you've never been before? How could you know what the CEO or the COO wants to accomplish? How could you know the vision of an organization and think you're the best person to run the organization if you have not been mentored by the heads? If you have not had input into you based on what the others want to experience as the outcome from you, that you could be successful to be at the head. If your intention is to be at the head, you need to understand how to be a servant. Most persons want to jump in and be the head, and they refuse to be servants. They refuse to be mentored. Have you noticed that all along this step, from inspiration all the way through, this person was being mentored. This person was listening, learning, growing, maturing. The mentor that was in tertiary level qualifications was at that stage. And as he got better, he got a different mentor in a professional organization, how to be successful. And then you went to the next level, but you get a mentor at each level. Number 8, run for president in the general election and win. Joe Biden had a desire. I love Joe Biden's story. A lot of people know of Joe Biden, but you haven't read his story. You should read it. You should read great men's stories. Men like Donald Trump, read their story. Why would I want to read Donald Trump's story? Because he became the president. That's why. Come on, somebody. Are you with me? Because he became the president. He became the number 1 citizen of the United States of America. Number 1. How did he do it? Does it matter? Doesn't matter how he did it. He overcome every hurdle that was in the place of every single person who wants to become the president. But Joe Biden's story is an interesting one. Lost his family, son in the military, and always wanted to be president or wanted to be in that position. But how many times was he vice president? To how many presidents? He was a vice president. I actually love the Biden-Obama relationship. Best friends. I loved Biden and Obama's relationship in leadership. I observed them supporting each other, loving each other, being there for each other, best friends, buds. I saw it. I liked that. And then you see that when he was at the stage to become the president, who was his biggest supporter? The president that finished his 2-year term, his 2 terms, was one of his biggest supporters. Why? Because they were good friends. They were successful at being partners. And Joe Biden, at a late age in his life, when men should be chilling out and retiring and putting up their feet, became the president of the United States of America. What is it teaching us? No matter how long it takes, no matter how many hurdles, no matter how much sacrifice, no matter what anybody thinks about you, you are going to accomplish what you want to accomplish. You stick to it. And this is the final slide that I'm going to do this evening. The time is 7:59, 1 minute to 8 o'clock. And I have another set of slides that I'm going to complete this session in the next training, the next class. But being firm in your intentions, say that you know who you want to be. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? As a person, put the label on yourself. I want to be who? The greatest mentor that ever lived. Or should I use the term? One of the greatest mentors that ever lived. I want to be one of the greatest motivators that ever lived. I want to be one of them. Does being the greatest mean that I have to have 1 million people, 1 billion people, or the most people? No. Sometimes having the most people don't mean you're the greatest. But sometimes having the most successful people. You see, if I look back in my track record and I see one president of the United States of America that I mentored, oh my God, come on, somebody. If somebody that sat under my teaching become the president of Uganda or the president of Ghana, come on now. I could pat myself and sit back and smirk and enjoy my old age in a nice little rocking chair. Why? Because for me, the pinnacle of success would be having the ability to push somebody way at the top. You might want to say, but if you become the president of the United States of America, you're the greatest person. Well, for me personally, I have no interest in being the president of the United States of America, but trust me, I would love to, in my time, I would love to mentor 2 or 3 persons that become the president of the United States of America. Now that would be a bomb for me. That would be awesome. Why? Because my intention is to be a great mentor, not a president. I don't want to be a king of any place, any domain. I just want to be one of the greatest mentors. I want to look back in 10 years and see 50 beyond the skies all over Africa and see Doreen still as our COO with a smirk on her face. I want to see His Excellency Dr. Ewers successfully mentoring and encouraging and supporting his humanitarian efforts throughout the globe. I want to see Her Excellency Zionist Amaka Curry successfully fulfilling her goal. That's my buzz. I want to be the one that you look back and say, when I was going to throw in the towel, it was you, Dr. Steele, that stopped me. I wanted to give up, but Dr. Steele, you were there. That's my love. That's my passion. That's my buzz. That's my joy. I don't want to be the head of any great other organization. I'm not interested. I don't want to run a multi-billion-dollar corporation that belongs to somebody. Why? Why would I ever want to do that? I would like the class of Steele to be a multi-billion-dollar organization. That's what I would like. Why? Because this is my intention. Are you with me? What are your intentions? Who do you want to be? What you wish to contribute? What do you wish to contribute to the world? What is your contribution to the world? My contribution to the world, I would like to be on my tombstone. He brought many people to peace. He solved many conflicts around the world through his peaceful deliberations and negotiations and discussions. He caused many cities to be built because he opened many doors for investors and financiers around the world. He caused many billionaires to be raised up because he contributed to the discussions that became peaceful. What do you want to contribute? How do you choose to touch the lives of others? Are you comfortable just satisfying yourself? Then your intentions are not, sometimes they're not going to be realized. Why? Because you see, when you have an intention and you're firm on your intention, you're going to gather a lot of support, a lot of help, a lot of like-minded individuals are going to come to your side and to your aid. You'll be amazed at how many resolutions or goals you'll successfully meet when you consciously base them on your intention. I'm going to stop there for today. The time is now 5 minutes past 8 o'clock. And I have an intention in the class of Steele. My intention is to change our structure and create an environment that is more successful to everyone. A lot of you have questions about my intentions. You are the top of the food chain in the class of Steele who are here, all of you. You are the top of the food chain. Nobody will get above you. If for any person to get above the 8 of you that are here, or the 9 of you, they have to learn what it is to serve. They have to learn what it is to stand next to somebody that others might have a problem standing next to. You have to learn it. They have to show commitment, dedication, persistence. What are my intentions? My intentions is to cause individuals to be successful wherever they are. My COO, Doreen, how has this message been for you, please? And by the way, class is completed. And those of you who would like to leave now, it's 8 o'clock. If you would like to leave the class now, you have an option that you are free to do so. The discussions are going to go on for those who want to hear the opinions of others and those who want to contribute to others that are here with their comments and their insight. Because it's a mentoring class and this is the mentoring session. You just had the lecture session. Now comes the mentoring session. Doreen, what has this session been for you?
Yes. Good evening, Your Ex, Jenny Steele, Ambassador Jenny Steele, all the excellencies in the house. Very educative, especially about intention is a simple word, but then it carries a lot of weight. Whether your intention, many people's intentions are hidden. You're not able to why somebody is doing something or behaving the way they behave. But if you have a good intention, you say that the best of intention must be tested. If you are a giver, all right, they're not just going to allow you to just give. There's no one who's going to allow you to just help because your intention is to improve people, to be better. People of bad intentions always, they always get what they want. But that one with good intention, it takes you a lifetime for people to realize that that was your original intention. Especially if you have like the class of Steele 100 yards vision. Many of us came and some of us have left. We're like, what is Dr. Michael Steele's intention? Is it his intention? Is it for him to run the show by himself? The same question has come to me also. What is Doreen's intention? Is she trying to conquer the whole Africa? She's having franchises. She wants to have franchises. My intention is to help everybody and to get people to where they have to go in an easy way by educating them and giving them an opportunity to reach places that they never thought they would reach. My intention is good. It has not been easy. So it is always good to be firm with your intention, especially if it is good. If it is good, it's going to be fought. There's so many people who are going to come against it. So many. Some people go to war, like the politicians. You think that, okay, for example, my president, Museveni, beneath some president, and he thought to himself that he can actually do better than the one in that office at that time. So what did he do? He went to the bush for 8 years and organized a team of people who believed in him, and they started a guerrilla war and they won. And today he's been in power coming to 40 years. His intention was not easy to achieve, but he had to fight it. And today we are like, okay, he did well, all right? What he wanted, he did it, he fulfilled it. So good intentions are fought for. You don't just have them easy. The other day, His Excellency Architect Olukoya told us that he was given an opportunity to serve in one government organization. He was serving lots of people, and his intention was to employ so many people. And for him, he really wanted them to work. And while other people on top, they were like, no, you can't give them all this money. Just take a few. But he fought his intention, and he was firm, and he achieved it. So good intentions are not easily accepted. That's why we will suffer a lot. You, at the end of the day, you who has a good intention is like a vision bearer. You're always suffering. So you don't give up until it's succeeded. So thank you, Dr. Michael Steele. That is my submission. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Doreen, for your submission, and there were so many interesting points that you bring out, the hidden agendas or hidden intentions. I really like that one, because there are a lot of people that have hidden agendas, and when they accomplish that hidden agenda, then they make chaos. They leave a lot of chaos behind. And you have to ask yourself a question. Are your intentions going to be in an environment that they bring unity, strength, commitment, dedication to those who are a part of that organization, company, corporation, government? Or are your intention those that are disruptive, that when you reach what you want to accomplish, then your next action is going to be chaotic? So a lot of times we need to look at our intentions carefully and monitor what are the outcomes of my actions or inaction. Because your intentions are so serious. They govern the universe. They control the stratosphere. They control the ethos. And if you don't manage them and you're not focused on your intention, you can create chaos. You can cause a lot of harm by starting a journey you don't intend to finish. Your Excellency, Dr. Charles, could you share your thought on intention, please?
Good evening, Your Excellency.
Good evening, Dr. Charles. You're
Dr.
welcome.
Michael Steele, and every Excellency in the house. It's a pleasure to be in a class like this. I discovered that intention has to do with vision. And most important thing, and the facts I caught while you were teaching, was whatever is your vision and intention in life, you have to know that there is a starting stage. And there are background works you need to do. Like somebody who wants to be a president, if I call you my brother, please take it, because that has always been what you touched. It has always been the problem we have in political situation in my country. So many people wanted to be presidents, but they never want to go back and get the basic qualification. They want to jump the gun. Life is like a ladder, and vision or intention has to be applied, the principle of climbing from, you don't climb from the top. If you want to start climbing, you start climbing from the bottom. But some people, we want to be at the bottom and suddenly jump to the top. It wouldn't work like that. And when everything is being judged, they discover that posterity we catch on them and they will fail. So Dr. Michael Steele, the way you analyze it, your intention is to be a president. What are the basic qualifications? Education, mentoring. Then you go, and then for the people that knows the politics, you get the idea from them. To me, we just deliver tonight. It's like some meal. You have to look at the menu and start gathering your ingredients. Without the ingredients, And there are ones that has to be put before, like somebody who wants to cook without bringing a stove, lighting a stove, putting the pot on the stove, putting water and everything, and start to add the ingredient by ingredient until the last stage. I think, Your Excellency, you really hit it. And what you really hit is very, very exciting. And may God continue to bless.
You got muted. I'm sorry. You went back muted. Go ahead.
Okay. So life is, and in this thing, you have to apply patience and discipline. And patience and discipline will make the person to remove pride and be able to be submissive and submit to be mentored. Because if you don't know the road and you don't want the guide that knows the road to lead you, you will crash. So I think if our politicians in Nigeria actually see this graph you drew on how you start from the ladder, from the echelon, and climb to the top, if they are able to observe this, I don't think that there will be bad governance in Africa. Because this is a situation whereby somebody that does not know about economics or policy formulating, he will want to be a senator. Maybe his intentions was to just go there and grab money, not a job. And that is why we have a chaotic situation, like you said. And the chaotic situations is the greatest undoing in Africa. That is why Africa is so backwards. Not that we do not have intellectuals, but we have the people that does not want to climb from one state to the other until they get to the stage of authority. Somebody wants to wake up one day and climb to the echelon of authority. So thank you, sir, for delivering actually the tool that is needed for African political development. How I wish that this will be published, that every one of them will see this. Then we won't have problem of the shipwreck that we are suffering today. Once more, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so very much for your submission, Dr. Charles. I want to tell all of you in the class of Steele the reason why I've decided that these classes are going to be private. You've noticed that I've also toned down. You've noticed that I appear a little bit different. It's a purpose. If I tell you the truth, I have some exceptionally high-level advisors that advise countries and governments and regimes. And one of the things that the class of Steele is going to be doing within the 100-year period is we're going to be raising up a lot of political leaders. We will. But we're going to raise up leaders with an understanding of behavior and attitude and character and respect and honor. Now, Bishop Comfort has Ghana. Dr. Charles, you have Nigeria. Doreen has Uganda. Chukwuemeka, Adeola, all of you guys have Nigeria. Zionists have the UK. Dr. Ewers have the UK and Jamaica. Listen to me. Truthfully, if you do not have the ability to influence a country, don't start walking in the class of Steele. Those are the people I'm looking for. Persons who are going to influence a country. Persons who are going to influence nations. Persons who are going to sit and have conversations with high-level leaders globally and make an impact in what they say. But how do you do that? You learn how to do it. How do you get into those circles? You have mentors like me and others that I have. I will have somebody says, Dr. Steele, I see you have a really interesting group of young men. Could you bring them over to the UN for a meeting? And you might go there for a meeting and a conference, and you might never even realize that the only reason I took you there is because I wanted you to meet somebody. But I'm not going to tell you that. Because then your intention might just be to go there to meet the person. But then when you get there, the person might not like you. So I just let you show up. Zionist Samaka, Your Excellency, what is your take on intent, please?
Good evening, Your Excellency Bishop Dr. Michael Steele.
Good evening.
Good evening to the First Lady, Excellency Jenny Steele, and good evening to all the excellencies in the house. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to air my take on the subject to which you have given us so much information about, which again has kind of given me a deeper insight into an awareness of the subject intent as applying to my own self. Intent has been to the ordinary person or the day-to-day language. You will hear people saying, "I intend to," "my intention is." It's not easy for someone to go by a week or so without saying, "I intend to," "my intention is." But when it comes to taking stock of that word, "my intent," "my intention," we find that there is a negative output or a negative result. So it ends up being a byword. And I've come to understand this evening that, the success of every intention will have to go through phases or stages. And why do I say that? The big killer thing against intent is when we see the end from the beginning. We visualize the end and it creates these big, massive obstacles. I want to be a president. Oh no, but that means I'm not going to be able to sleep every night. I have to be out campaigning. And so we go from phase one, instead of journeying through phase one to the very end, we cannot visualize the big thing. I want to be Bill Gates. Oh no, then you start deliberating, worrying about the number of employees and et cetera, et cetera. But what you've given to us is the stages that we need to go through to get our intention actualized. So when you start, it is manageable. If we macro-manage our intent, then it becomes too big to handle. But if we can micromanage it and go through the phases, then it is doable and it's achievable. Now, from my own perspective and other perspective, the issue has always been the vision is there, the intention is there. But sometimes we will put on a bigger lens of glasses against our intention, and we see it blown out of proportion, and we kind of, in our own language here, we kind of chicken out. We feel frozen, fear comes in, doubt comes in, and the intention then is stifled, frustrated, and rendered, rendered ugly, and it is to my understanding that, the journey of 1,000 mile starts with a step. And you once gave an example of, you want to exercise, or you're exercising, you had the energy to go exercising, but by the time you get to where you're going, you're out of energy. You can't go back to where you come from with the same amount of strength. Now you have a choice to make. Do you stay there, or do you even hop and stop, skip and stop? It's the intention of the mind. The intention, human intention, is achievable if we can have a bite size of what we want to do and accomplish them each day. I once said, somebody say, if you want to be a good writer, do 30 minutes a day. But the thing is, to the mindset, what can I accomplish in 30 minutes? I need 1 hour. I need 2 hours. And in the process of procrastination, the day is gone. That precious 30 minutes was never touched in the first place because we were looking for 1 hour, 2 hours. And so bite-size action or bite-size planning is very, very valuable to our intention. Now, I'm going to touch on one or two things the Excellency said. Her Excellency Doreen mentioned the good intention. Good intention are fought for and not easily accomplished. But I'm going to add the spin to that. Good intentions and bad intentions are all good intention depending on who that intention belongs to. The guy who swear that he has to do whatever he has to do to survive, to live, has an intention to survive. To him, it is good to him. For me, who wants to be a humanitarian ambassador, it is also intention that is good for me. But you know what? Both the bad guy and the good guy have common thread. They must follow in order to achieve their aim. And intention, intention has to overcome fear. It has to be firm. It has to be resolute. And the bad guy and the good guy must go through this. But the thing is, to me, the thing that I say that the bad guys, well, do I say bad guy really? I'm not sure. I beg to be forgiven. But when the bad guy intend on doing something, he do it quicker and better than the good guy. And the good guy sit by procrastinating and point fingers and say, he's a bad boy. He shouldn't have done that. But the trick of the trade is what we also need to apply. Be firm, be fearless, be full of courage. If we fail, we get up and start again. A bite size. Every day we go a very, very long way. And I also like what I think it was from Dr. Charles. Yeah, and that's to do with the fact that the success of every intention, we have to go through phases and stages, like I mentioned earlier. So I'm encouraged. Hopefully tomorrow I pick up my pen and do 30 minutes a day instead of neglecting 30 minutes as being nothing. I look at the ants. You see them building their nest, and you see how they work with one another. The little item of information, object they pick. When we look at it and as it's nothing. But then you see them build their mole or their mountain with it, and the same material the ants use in building their house is the most sought after material that is needed for building a mud house. And yet, when they are doing it, we think they are insignificant. And we have people going to the mountain to fetch ant hill mud because the material is superior to the natural mud in building a mud house. And so determination, fearlessness, courage, knowing that until we get there, we've not gotten there yet. And we must get there somehow if we want to make a mark of success on our life and leave a footprint of success on other people's life. To be a helper and not to be a beggar, we must determine have that intention to go the extra mile to better ourselves and do something significant for ourselves and the society. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you so very much, Zionist, for your very detailed submission. One of the things that jumped out that I will say, it is going to come out in the next class that we will do on the follow-up part 2 to this intention, is intention is not good or bad. Intention is intention. Because I always say to individuals, good or bad is relative.
Yeah.
Good or bad is relative to the outcome and to whom it is being referred to. A bad boy wanted to feed his family, just like you said, his intention is good. His method might be bad, or his method might be violating or infringing, but his intention is to feed his family, unfortunately. And when you look at it, you determine, was it good or bad? It is how you look at it. And the interesting thing about a political leader, or about any leader, is as a leader needs to be able to look at intentions. Look at intentions. I see a lot of things in Nigerians, and the intention that I see is they want to be successful. They want to be at the top, and that's fine. Everybody should want to be successful and at the top, but there's a way to do things. There's nothing wrong with anybody saying to you, you're wanting to be at the top, or you're wanting to be the leader, or you are wanting to be the boss. There is nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. But there's a way. You're not going to just get up and jump into the political office and become the president. You need to be honored. You need to be promoted. You need to be put there. And it's the same thing with everything in life. Anything you do, look at your intention, because that's important. And that's why I made this the first, as a matter of fact, that's why First Lady chose intention to be the first subject that we discuss in the class of Steele for 2022, because intentions are very critical to our success, not just ours, but looking at what is the intention of this individual, and sometimes saying, okay, what you did was not good, but I can't fault you for your intention. Why? Because your intention can be termed as ambition or zeal or creative. It depends. But is it one that is conducive to where you are? That's the deciding factor of allowing someone to permeate in a particular type of behavior. Is that behavior conducive to what the class of Steele wants? Somebody in the class of Steele having a contrary opinion or a contrary intention is fine, once it does not infringe on the original intention of the class of Steele. Once it does not infringe on the intention of the members in any negative way. Your Excellency, Dr. Donald Ewers, what is your take on intention this evening?
It's a pleasant good evening to Michael Steele and to all the excellency in the house, and to Lady Jenny and all the excellency in the house. It's a very good topic to start the class of Steele with 2022. My take and my thoughts, my sentiments on your intention is that my intention, what do you bring in the sense of your intention in life? What do you bring to the class of Steele? Your intention. What do you bring in the community that you live in? What are your intentions? What do you bring within your family? Your intentions. What do you bring within the community? What do you bring in the local assembly you go to every Sunday? What do you bring to your extended family? Your intentions. And starting off the class of Steele with your mindset, that's what my thoughts are. What are we bringing? 2022, there's a lot of things we want to intend to do, but do you, I notice in the end of year, people are using this terminology of crossover from the old year to the new year. Everybody's crossing over. But what do we bring in crossing over? What are our intentions in crossing over to the new year? And one of my thoughts regarding this, and you broaden my horizon, is changing my mindset. Be practical, be positive, be self-taught, be willing to learn. Those are my intentions. There's a lot of things that we said we want to do in 2022. And it's nice to do, 2021 rather. And it's nice for us to have what we call reflection. Reflect at the end of the year. Did I manage to achieve those goals? I've crossed over in 2022. What are the intentions for 2022? And your mindset, your intentions, be positive. And so my thoughts on all what you're saying is broad. My intention is to be in a father of fathers. I do my bit behind the scene, always helping, always supporting, always guiding, always signposting. I won't be a president, I know that. I won't be the prime minister, I know that. But my intention in the world that I live in, and when my time is ready for us to exit this world, my legacy is going on. Oh, Donald was there. His intention was to help. His intention was to support. His intention was to give. And so I would just like to say, sir, you open my thoughts even wider of intention and our purpose that we live into this world. We all have a purpose. And don't care how small it is, we have a purpose. We have an intention. Don't put it off and say you're going to do it next week, next year. Start it off. If you want to learn to drive, go and get your learner's license and start off small. And yeah, life has a way to open doors. Life has a way for opportunity to come. But if you don't have no intention and just sit there day in, day out, and don't make any change in your life, and don't do anything with your life, you will just find willy-nilly the weeks will pass, the months will pass, and the years will go by. And when you look back, you haven't done nothing with your life. I was born here, but grew up in the West Indies and went to school in the West Indies in Jamaica, the island of Jamaica. And there were some young people I know that when I go back there to visit my mom in the Caribbean, I've always said, oh my God, they haven't done nothing with their lives. The same way I left them for 30, 35 years ago, I go back and find them in the same way. And they look like my mom's generation, they age so much. Whose fault is that? Do you blame the society? Do you blame your parents? Do you blame everybody? If you're illiterate and you can't read and write, and your parents took you out to school because of hardship and because you have to survive and your family couldn't afford it, do you grow up in the whole of your life and blame your family, your parents, that I'm illiterate? When you grow up, don't you go and find a school and educate yourself and learn and grow and develop? What's your intention? The society that we live into of this world is a blame culture. Everybody is blaming everybody. But nobody has no intention of taking responsibility. And I would like to just end on the note, sir, that you're broad enough to take responsibility. We all have an intention. Whatever you want to do, don't care how small it is. We have a responsibility. And sir, thank you for starting off the class of Steele with intention. What is your intention with the class of Steele? What is your intention for 2022? Where are we going? Where are you going? What do you want to do? Start it off. Don't worry about tomorrow, but have a good intention. Heaven bless you, sir.
Thank you so very much, Your Excellency. Well said and well presented. We just need to have intention and know what it is we want to accomplish. And again, a part of the motivation for intention, one of the motivating factors for me is looking at what others from my time in school, from my community and area, what have they accomplished? Sometimes looking at others and recognizing, oh my goodness, he's the same age as me, she's the same age as me, but what has he or she accomplished? And it challenges us to look at ourselves. Wait a minute, he's 5 years older than me, but what has he accomplished? Oh my God, COVID is taking these individuals out, but what contribution have they left that their legacy is going to carry on? Secretly, a lot of you might not be aware, but I'll tell you a little secret. The reason why I did the videos, I'm so pleased that when I look back, how many of you know to have 100 or almost 200 videos on YouTube is not easy? Come on, come on. To have 200 videos on YouTube isn't easy. You see, the class of Steele has left a footprint. We have anybody asking me, oh, what do you do? I says, there are 200 examples. There are almost 200 videos on YouTube that you can go and look and see what I do consistently. I stick to it. I'm consistent. I'm on time. I'm committed. I'm dedicated. That's what we do. We are committed. And a lot of individuals want your footprint, but they don't want to put on your shoes. That's a good place. They want your footprint, but they don't want to wear your shoes. They don't want the time. They don't want to take the energy. They would like to get 100 videos, so they go and steal somebody's videos and get motivational videos and motivational speaking from others, and they put them there and they say, this is what I believe, this is what I agree, but it's not you. But the class of Steele, we have almost 200 videos, well over. That is us. We have a footprint. If I go to my maker and anybody wants to run the class of Steele, Minister Yours will tell them, go and study these videos and come back and tell me what you think about what he's saying, about his opinions. What do you think about his opinions? The reason why I allow you to have an opportunity to speak is, do you want to impact the world with your voice? Then have an opinion. Don't run away from the mentoring sessions. Have an opinion. Because guess what? There's some individuals that the only voice the world will hear from them is those in the class of Steele, because they don't have another platform. They don't do it themselves. So nobody's going to hear what they thought, what they're thinking. Adeola, Your Excellency Adeola Olukoya, I see that His Excellency Olusegun Olukoya is having challenges, but the United States have spared you those horrors. Please share your thoughts on the subject this evening on intent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening to everyone in the house today. It is a privilege to be in our midst and to attend this meeting together with us. And in agreement with what Minister Hewitt said, honestly, this is, a good topic to start with this year, because if a man does not know what he wants to do, he will just be beating about the bush because he will not be able to achieve anything. So every one of us must know what we want to do in life. What are the intents we have, and what are our intention in life, in wherever we find ourselves or whatever we find ourselves doing. So as you were talking and explaining to us, this aspect of the slide you share with us really caught my attention. And when after introducing to us what intention and intentional mean, he said something. He said that there are things that cannot exist alongside intent. You said fear, self-doubt, overthinking, bad habits, resistance to change, and stagnation. And this really caught my attention very well, because as you were talking, I just, this word keep on coming to my mind. Intention goes along with determination. Because if you don't have determination, there's no way you'll be able to accomplish whatever you intend doing. And along the way, exactly as you said, fear, all those stuff cannot work. Because if one entertains fear, doubt, and bad habits, those are the things that will prevent a man from fulfilling purpose, from carrying out his intention in life. And I really want to thank God for those words. Those are the things that one need to, even as we're moving on in life, even as we start this new year, wherever we find ourselves, whatever responsibility, is being given to us, we must put those things aside. Fear should not be there. And we must not doubt, will I be able to do it? Will I not be able to do it? If we're actually going to achieve what we want to do, we must not entertain these things. And there are things we need to put aside. And you said that intent means being focused. If a man is not determined, he will not be focused, because along the way, as you were talking, along the way, there will be distraction. Definitely, there'll be a lot of distraction on the way. There'll be a lot of things contending with the goal that one wants to achieve. So, but one thing that one must do is to be focused, no matter how those distractions come one way. There are a lot of things. Okay, when the Sister Zionist was talking, you have something that, okay, this is what I want to achieve. Now, as you are planning to achieve that thing, hundreds of thoughts and hundreds of distraction will come your way that will want to make you to shift your attention away from the real thing. But in this year, we should not allow it. And then we must have confidence in ourselves. And one of the things I'm trying to do to myself, to do to my children all this year, is they should have confidence in themselves, no matter what, wherever you find yourself. Have confidence in yourself. And we must be expectant. Like I think it was Minister, you were saying this, we must be positive. Be positive this year. It's part of what is going to help us in fulfilling, our intention in life. And another thing is, I just want to say briefly, is that intention is, from the time that you make up your mind to do it, and from the time you do it, is a process. And we must be patient, we must be positive, we must not be distracted, we must be committed, we must majorly we must be focused and be positive, not be distracted, and until we get to the goal and achieve what has been laid in our hearts to do. I know God is going to help us. I know, this year is going to be great, because there are a lot of, just like you said, sir, there are a lot of things that are coming our way. But if we are not disciplined, there's no way we'll be able to get there, and there's no way we'll be able to accomplish them. So no matter what comes our way, as distraction, we must never allow them to make us to lose focus. A lot of things will come our way, and a lot of things to discourage, a lot of things, just to prevent you. Sometimes one will just get tired. Will I be able to achieve this thing? But we must not allow them to prevent us from achieving them. Thank you very much for sharing this. I really appreciate it. God bless you, sir. Yes.
Thank you so very much. And please convey our love to His Excellency Architect Olukoya, and let him know that we appreciate his struggles, but we also acknowledge his effort. And
I will do that, sir.
you being here equally satisfies my heart that he is with us. So I just want you to know that we continue to appreciate you guys.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And I hope you had the opportunity to connect with Her Excellency Dr. Defoe.
In fact, I think I will try and call her number. The last time we spoke, she said she would get in touch when she gets to Atlanta. And somehow I forgot, because she said she would get in touch. So I've not got in touch, but I think I will leave a message for her.
Yeah.
Again.
Leave a message with her.
Yeah, I think she'll be really busy, but I'll leave a message for her.
Definitely. All right.
Yeah.
Blessings
Thank
on you.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Your Excellency, Dr. Comfort Adu. I want to say something that's very interesting. Chuka Emeka, the reason why I'm leaving you for last is because you are one of my students that I have a very high expectation from. And Chuka Emeka, I don't want you to repeat anything anybody has said. So start challenging your intellectual capacity to give me something that nobody else said that is going to stimulate me to recognize, ooh, Chuka Emeka is shining like bright like a diamond. And that's the specific reason why I'm leaving you for last. So I'm preparing you and I'm telling you specifically why I'm leaving you for last, Chuka Emeka. So put a smile on your face and have something to say. And please don't repeat anybody else, because then you would fail. Thank you so very much, Chuka Emeka. Your Excellency Bishop Comfort, say everything else and make it even harder for Chuka Emeka to find something to say. Let's have a smile.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Michael Steele. I salute you and the First Lady for bringing this topic up at the beginning of the year. I also greet all the excellencies in the house. And I believe this year is for the utmost highest. I was just rocking on my bed over the 31st night, the first night after I finished service. And I was telling myself that everybody says that crossover, leaf over, whatever over. The Lord has brought us to this year. So, okay, what are your intentions? Why were you wanting to be in 2022? Now you are in 2022, so let's see, what will you achieve at the end of the year? So when you brought this topic up, I was just saying to myself, now thank God, I will have solution. And in mathematics, we say, what? Just slipped off my mind. You need something to calculate to get an answer. And now we have brought the formula. And we thank God for your life. Truly, truly, it is very sad if one gets out of this circle, planet Earth, without any accomplishment. And the class of Steele is doing well in mentoring people so that our life will be meaningful. So that at the end of the day, we can say we have impacted our generation. We have a legacy. We started this and we were able to accomplish. And not just accomplish, but on a good note. Just this morning, I had a call for a meeting and asked myself, what are my intentions of going to that meeting? I haven't prepared. So I don't think I can go to that meeting. I have to go to a meeting which I have prepared. Well, Your Excellency, I have this to ask, and maybe it will be in the next address you are going to give, but still I will ask. you know that you get into the latter part of your topic this evening. You were talking about if you want to be successful, you must study, you must have mentors, that means you must have people, counselors who lift you to that level. But sometimes you have people who are there for you, but their intention is to bring you down. You understand? They are not there to help you to achieve what you want to. They appear to help you. But at the end of the day, you see that you have accomplished nothing because all that they did was to bring you down. I've had so many happenings in my life like that. And I've learned that despite that, I still have to go on. I still have to look for mentors. I still have to try and then get to what I want to be. So you're telling us about a successful person is not somebody who sits down and expects the fruit to fall down from the sky. We have to work at it. When we fail at one end, we still have to be persistent to make sure that we'll reach, because definitely hurdles are bound to come into one's place, especially if you want to be somebody like a president or somebody in a higher caliber. You don't have to sit at one end and be satisfied with it. You have to go forward. So I thank you so much for your topic for the day. And one thing I've also seen as you were trying to give us the steps that we will have to take that will make us achieve that end. And I also learned that our intention, I reckon it with like a seed that have been planted. It has to germinate and come out and grow and become a big tree and then bear fruits. So if we have something that we want to see in future, it's definitely in us, and we have to nurture it and then allow it to grow and then pursue it till we reach the end. So I thank you so much that all the thoughts that I have in my mind, I have to roll it out. Sometimes it becomes a Herculean task because you have a big dream, and the big dream, you'll be going around looking for a formula to roll it out. But sorry for me to keep repeating because it's very hurting. And you get to somebody and you expect that person to help you to reach it. But at the end of the day, you find that the person has stolen your dream or your vision. And then you are not able to accomplish it. But I thank God that the word persistency is a medicine for me. And I know that if I keep on it, definitely I will achieve. Thank you so much. And the Lord richly bless you for being there for us.
I want to thank you so very much, Mama. By the way, you look beautiful. You look lovely.
Thank you.
It's lovely to see the bright light. I can see your glasses and your smile. I'm really happy, actually. It's lovely to see you. I'll tell you this. You know, there's a statement in martial arts that we have: when the student is ready, the master shows up. How many of you have ever heard that? When the student is ready, the master shows up. And one of the things that is very, very important to note, very important, part of your strength as a leader is knowing when to give up on a non-leader you thought was a leader. Part of your strength as a leader is knowing when to give up on somebody you saw as a leader because you no longer see them as a leader, because you see that you are in a position that supersedes where they are. And you recognize that your ethos is different than theirs. Your intentions are different than theirs, and you professionally part ways. That's part of growing and maturing and elevating your status. A lot of times we think that people are going to be with us until we die. That's not true. There's some that will be with you until you die. And you remember when Jesus was on the cross, and I would use Jesus in this context because it's a beautiful scenario. When he was on the cross, only John was there, John the beloved. Peter was somewhere ducking down, hiding, telling people, I don't know that man. No, not me. So sometimes you'll recognize that the persons that you think are going to be with you at the last moment, they will not. Expect it. Don't be ashamed and angry and upset and beat yourself over the head. But surely I thought this was going to be my mentor and this. No. Bishop Comfort, you're my elder. You're my mom. But I believe that by the grace and mercies of God, I have added some value to you as a mentor. You would never look for a little boy like me to be your mentor. It would not be where you would expect to find a mentor conducive to looking at a mother who's a widow, who runs a ministry and who has daughters. And now, you wouldn't expect to find that mentor in me. You wouldn't call me and say, will you be my mentor? It just happened. And life is like that. Life gives you what you need. A lot of times we exact from life what we want. And what we want, we go through a painful lesson learning it's not what you need. and we hurt ourselves and we butt our heads against the wall because I want him to be my mentor. I wanted him to be there with me all the time. I wanted her to be the person. I wanted him to be, but the reality is that we get a thump alongside of the head, but that's not what you need. That's what you want, not what you need. And then life is so beautiful and actually life is actually very beautiful and rewarding that you find that what you need shows up at the most important time. And you say, wow, look at this. All along, I was utilizing and using what I wanted to use, but what I need is available to me. I just have to tap into it. So everything is going to be very beautiful. You just have to learn how you burn some bridges. You just have to learn how you cut off some folks. Age and years and bloodline, all those things are irrelevant. When you have an intention, your intention must be realized no matter what happens. And you're the one that makes that decision confidently and just move on. As again, I will say this so easily. Don't hold no grudge. Don't walk around with no chip on your shoulders. Get rid of it as soon as possible. Any weight that you are carrying, cast it off as soon as possible because it hinders your progress. I hope that has helped. And I hope it puts a smile on your face as well because you're doing amazing. Unfortunate, some of us learn later, but we're all learning. And as we get there, we can smile because the universe wants you to succeed, but the universe also wants you to prove you worth succeeding. So keep fighting and keep pressing on. Chuka Meka, you are the last person to speak deliberately. I have belabored deliberately because I see a star shining in you and I wanted to come out. Chuka Meka, what's your take on this evening's class that nobody has brought out?
Your Excellency, Bishop
Good
of Mark,
evening.
and Her Excellency, the First Lady, Jenny Steele, and all the Excellencies in the house. Happy New Year to everyone. And this one, today's submission is quite a very important one again. Intent and intentions. As the presentation was going on, I remembered programming lessons, programming in writing Android apps, where that was where I got intent, where I know of intent very well, because in that place you have to create kind of sub or sub functions with and in Android programming they are called intents. So what each intent does a particular thing. Each intent does a particular. For instance, I want to read
Come
the
on,
location.
class of C. Celebrate Chuka Maker, man. Please celebrate him. Come on, celebrate the young man already. Hey,
The boy is doing good.
the boy is doing good, though. The boy is doing good, though. Hey, Dr. Charles,
Excellent.
please. Where is Dr. Charles? Let me see Dr. Charles' face, man. Chuka Maker, hold your. Dr. Charles, tell the boy he's doing good, though.
Yeah. Chukwemeka, I'm proud of you. You are my brother. You see, that you wouldn't know the potential you have until challenges come your way. And I think you are using it good. Keep it up, my brother.
You spoke on an area that nobody touched, which was technology. You spoke on the area of programming. Nobody discussed it, nobody touched it, and it's an industry in itself. And I'm so pleased that you focus on that, because an app have to function with intent. If you do not put in the correct intents, and actually, like you said, that's the word they use. If you don't put in the correct intents, then you're not going to have the app connected to either the Apple Store or the Android store. So carry on, Chuka Maker. Well done. I'm very proud of you. Go ahead, Chuka.
Thank you, Excellency. Just like you said, each intent does a particular thing. So that's the area I am seeing that made me understand the intent very well. And equally, in achieving a particular or in carrying out the series of steps or for a series of functions that we finally get that particular intent executed, there could be a lot of things that are coming from it. Could be a lot of errors from the presentation. There is this that image illustration of steps, like in form of pathways to get to the intent which one has set. So these are what life presents to us. Like personally, I would say personally, I have an intent. I intend to be a powerful influencer, to be kind of being at the board, making decisions, and directing and helping solve problems, bringing solutions where they are needed. And to get, that's what I intend. That's where I see myself. And I see myself not just in Nigeria, I see myself at a global level. But there are steps, there are things I needed to do. And one of it is that I must go to school. And, it's not easy. Life is not easy. And the moment you have an intent, just as you said, the universe wants you to prove that you are worth getting that which you want. So a lot of challenges are coming on the way. The fact that the place we are in Nigeria, you cannot readily find something to be doing while you're going to school. In fact, people that are done with school cannot even get one to be doing. So this presents a lot of something like financial challenges and other constraints. But these constraints, I personally have determined that no matter what it takes, that I'm going to keep on moving on. And equally along the line, by providence, thank God for my Excellency Zionist that introduced me to the class of Steele. I now got an aspect of it, which you equally mentioned in the presentation, which is mentorship, because all along I have been on my own, trying to do my own things, but this mentorship class has opened me up to guidance and teachings that I never had. And these are equally shaping my focus and helping me to overcome these challenges so as to make sure that I get to my intent and I get it done and carried out and gotten what I succeed myself or what I have programmed myself to do. So I think this is the angle I want to come from this night or this evening. Your Excellency, thank you very much for the presentation. It's quite a powerful one, and thanks to everyone in the class.
Thank you so very much. Chuka, you've done us proud. Chuka, you have done us proud. And I really want to let you know that I'm pushing you really hard. Don't expect any handouts. Don't expect any hand-ups. Don't expect any help. You know what you do? Fight hard, no matter what. When you fall down, get back up. When you get disappointed, that's all right.
Okay,
it's a part of the process. But I want you to know you are worth it. Just know that I am worth this. And the universe is going to open so many doors to you as you keep knocking on the universe's potential. Every time you knock, you're going to get more answers that are going to help you and make you smile. But keep knocking. Cut off a lot of things that are useless and add on more useful things as you go forward. But again, I want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate all of you in the class of Steele. Your Excellency, Jeannie, are you there? Do you have a thought to just close us with before I sign off, Your Excellency, Jeannie?
Good night to everyone. God's blessings upon you all. I don't have a thought per se about the class. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I've been, enlightened by what everyone has also shared. I'm quite full because you and I have had this, you have lectured to me before you have lectured to the class. So my cup is full. So everyone has just added to my cup, and I'm grateful. I just want to say a happy new year to everyone. Welcome back to class. I am happy to see you all as usual. And I just want you to know I am here for you. You can reach out to me if you need any assistance. I want to remind you as well to check your emails and read on our documents. And if you have any questions regarding those, you can also send me an email back, or you can give me a call or WhatsApp message. And to also fill out the registration form. I know some of you would have been in class from the beginning and would have seen a previous registration form, but this is a new one we're using this year as we like to capture more information so we can help you more as individuals as well, help to provide you with resources and information that is geared towards what you are doing. So if you would, please fill out those new registration forms. And to those who have filled them out, I thank you very much for doing so. And I look forward to this year and what it will bring us and where it would take us. We're leveling up, and I'm very happy about it. I look forward to it. Again, I say, God bless you all, your families, and keep you well.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, my darling. And just remember that you guys who are here now, you guys are not persons who have to pay for any membership for the class of Steele. Your membership is covered by us and by your commitment and what you do in the class of Steele. So there's no payments for you guys, none of you that are here now. And that's why I said, do not share this link with anyone, because you are the chosen ones that are at this first stage. If you have any person that is interested in the class of Steele, do not share the link with them. Share their information with First Lady Jeannie Steele or His Excellency Dr. Ewers, and we will speak to them and have an interview with them And if they want to know what we do, nobody is having any permission to come into any of the classes to see what the class of steel is like. If you want to see what the class of steel is like, we have well over 100 videos. You can go and choose which one they want to look at to see what it's like. Because the other thing is that this level of mentoring that I'm going to give to you guys is personal, and it's going to be more intimate. And I don't want strangers that are just going to come to steal information. I want to give you guys the core things that are going to help you get to the next level. And I don't want to compromise it by holding back with strangers around, if you get what I'm saying. And these classes are not going to be public. When we set up the website in the next week or so, when I get our system together, we'll set up the website and we'll set up something. Chuka, make a question. Your background is in web design or programming. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Excellency.
Chuka Ameka, are you a website builder? Do you know WordPress?
Yes, Your Excellency, I do.
I'm also a web developer in WordPress, and First Lady and myself are graphic designers. Would you like to join the design team in the class of Steel? Would you like to be a part of that?
Very well, Your Excellency. I would love it.
Well, what I could do for you is we have our own hosting company with our own servers and everything. I can give you a testing platform that I would cover the cost of it. It would be a place where you can go and build sites and set up domain names, etc. But it would be personal to you because we can put that in place for you. Is that something that would be advantageous to you as well?
Very advantageous, Your Excellency. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
All right.
I really
All right. Well, call me tomorrow. Chuka, make arrangements to communicate with me tomorrow, anytime between 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock tomorrow, and let you and I have a meeting. If you're available, is that an acceptable time?
It is, Your Excellency.
Then call me tomorrow between 12 and 3, and I will set up a Zoom meeting, and you and I will have a walk through some things that I think will be helpful to you.
All right, Your Excellency. Thank you very much.
And I'm glad that you exposed that you are into web design, because I have a lot of things to give to you that will make you very, very proud.
Oh. Thank you, Excellency.
All right. I thank you so very much. With that being said, Adiola, thank you so very much for being here. Dr. Charles, Doreen, Zionist, Dr. Comfort, all of you who are here, we appreciate and love you. And my intentions, don't let it be misconstrued, or don't let anybody tell you what my intentions are. Don't let somebody tell you what somebody else's intentions are. Ask them. Even if they don't tell you the truth or the full details, ask them, because part of what they will tell you will be the truth. And my intentions is for you to reach your highest potential and for you to be financially secure in the coming years. And I want the class of Steel to be a part of providing that financial security for you. And that is my intention. And I know that the journey to it is long, it is challenging, it will have its hurdles to overcome. But thanks to Her Excellency Zionist Amaka, one of my biggest hurdles is already crossed. And thanks to Chuka Ameka, one of my needs is already met, because we have that need. And I know that I can increase the capacity of Chuka Ameka, but I also know that Chuka Ameka and myself alone can make the class of Steel phenomenal. And we will do great things together. And we will be quiet about it. Let people wonder, how did he foot that bill? How could he afford this? We afford it because we work together, and all of us pull our weight. And as we pull our weight, when the time to sit at the table comes, you will be at the table. Don't think that food is going to be shared and everybody else is going to come and push away. No, you will be at the table. You'll not be like David out in the field and somebody say, oh yeah, there's another son. No, you will be at the table. So thank you so very much for your love, your support for me and First Lady Jeannie Steele and the class of Steele. We love you, appreciate you, and wish you a wonderful evening. Good evening and God bless you guys. I love you dearly.
Good night, sir.
Good evening, Adiola. Doreen, God bless you, Doreen. Doreen, I need to meet with you. Are you able to speak, Doreen?
Good evening.